Hello and welcome back to 999. We gaming in the morning. I fell asleep last night. Man, maybe you know how it is. There's a high recording high and a recording low. I think we might be starting to descend into the sleepy territory again. But you know what? We'll just keep going. Just want to give a big thanks for the 90 subs. I appreciate the subs, and let's try to hit 100. I mean, I know it's a pipe dream to hit it before 2021, but you know, I'll bet on the pipe dream. So if you haven't subbed, then you know, click the button. It's not like you have a limit to subs. But yeah, we're in the torture escape puzzle. Last time I got stuck on this brain computer puzzle thing, and I look back on the video. I'll be honest, I still don't understand it, but you know what? It's okay. It happens to the best of us. So for now, we're just trying to continue move the needle, and yeah. I think they said error cannot communicate with external hardware. Check connection and power source. External hardware. That must mean the chair. After all, there's all these cables running between them. I don't see a power source for the chair though. You'd think maybe it's controlled from somewhere else. It looks like the only controls are in this room. Well, it's probably for that, but we should unlock these with the sun key. The sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. Alright, sun key, in you go. And yes. Great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need the sun key again in here though. Just seems unlikely. Alright, sun key, you've done your job. Into my back pocket with you. Okay. I don't think examining the chair is going to cause that machine to do anything. I should probably take a look at the monitor instead. We need to turn on the chair's power. It looks like the only controls are in this room. So back to the computer. I didn't mean to click that. This thing, I mean. Click. Well, if 7 can't move it, then we might as well give up on that lever. There are a bunch of buttons here with A to F on them. I wonder if they do anything. Down you go. So if I press it again, back you come. I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you push them. Didn't we get something with letters? Shit, I forgot where it was. Didn't we get like a code? I remember seeing it and then I don't remember where it, oh yeah, there it is. EDBF. EDBF on the shirt's underside. Yeah, I remember we got letters somewhere. E D B F. What? There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle here was with the power. Was that the power had to be sent in a specific way. There we go. Who's sitting? I don't think examining the chairs. Oh wait, we need to. Yes, monitor. The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat subject in the device. The message on the screen was disturbingly detached. Who's trimmed? I mean, we've been riding with Lotus. Shall we sacrifice ourselves for Lotus? I feel like Lotus wouldn't do it. Oh, is she actually volunteering for tribute? Slim, beautiful body. Yeah, are you sure? This is pretty sus. Yeah. I hate to admit it, but you are the brains of the squad right now. I can't even call myself the brains after not knowing how to do that puzzle. 7 couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Well, at least the shark's dead, so that's good. Beneath them was the dead shark floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock. That's a good point. Bruh. Is this why this is the dead end? Because Lotus gets K'd?
こんな部屋に長居したくないし、さっさとモニターの前につきなさい。
Okay. After her words made it clear that Lotus would brook no argument, she turned and walked towards the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook.
ねえ、最後に一つだけ聞いてもらえる？
Yeah, sure. What's up?
いいから聞いて。もしも私の身に何かあったら。
You have
娘たちに
daughters?
伝えてほしいの。
Oh my god. Just put me in the chair. Seriously.
お母さんは
Just put me in the freaking chair. You have daughters? What are we? We're just a college student.
ずっと愛してるって。
Oh my god.
娘たち
Jesus.
子供がいるのか。
ええ、ちょうど淳平君と同じぐらいの年齢。
Is she your mother? No, I'm joking.
双子でね、いろいろあって若い頃に産んだの。
Yo, maybe she wasn't a researcher at the lab. Maybe her kids were like subjects that went through the experiment.
名前はノナと、
Oh,
それからもう一人は。
待て。ノナ。
uh-oh. Junpei's words shot out before he even realized what he was saying. He remembered the story Seven had told him.
葵、ライト、ノナ。
Are they alive?
実験の被験者となった子供たちの名前だ。
何よ、突然大声上げたりして。
Lotus took a step back from Junpei. Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly as if he weren't sure if he was completely awake.
まさかとは思うが。ヤシロ、お前の本当の名字は柏原じゃねえよな。
Lotus, well, Lotus isn't her real name. Kashiwabara. Lotus's eyes went wide.
なんで知ってんのよ。
おいおいおいおい、マジかよ。こいつは一体どういうことだ。まさかヤシロがあの子の母親だったとは。
あの子？あの子って何？まるで会ったことがあるような口ぶりじゃない。
Seven's brow furrowed.
あるんだよ。だからあるんだ。お前の娘のうちの一人に会ったことが。
いつ？
今から9年前に
どこで？
この船の中で。
どうして？
話せば長くなる。
長くなったって構わないわ。聞かせて。一体何があったっていうの？
分かったよ。
Okay. Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before, every detail.
俺はだったんだが、そしてだがその時、それからどうやらそこはまるで、そしてこれが9年前。
Okay. So maybe I was wrong that Lotus was a researcher on the ship. Sorry for doubting you. At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head.
そんな。私が9年もの間探し求めていた情報、それを知ってる人間がこんなにも近くにいたなんて。
探し求めていた。
ええ、そうよ。娘たちは確かに9年前に行方不明になった。それから9日経って私のところに戻ってはきたんだ。
9 days later.
でも
9,
そ
dude.
の9日間に何があったのかは全く教えてくれなくて。
The reincarnation of the number 9 has become a human and is committing all these 9-based crimes. It's the only explanation at this point.
精密検査の結果、乱暴されたわけじゃないってことだけは分かってた。それでも何か恐ろしいことを経験してきたことは確かで、だからこそ不 深く追求することはできなかったの。そんなことをしたら思い出させてしまうことになるでしょう。そっとしておいてあげるしかなかったのよ。それから1ヶ月が経ち、次第に娘たちはいつもの様子を取り戻していったわ。明るい笑顔を見せるようになって、冗談を言ったりおどけてみせたり。もうそうなってしまうとなおさら何も聞けなくて。
Is this like a low key confirm that Junpei was part of the experiment?
いつしかその件について触れるのもタブーになっ
Like,
て
what
し
if her kids also forgot about it since Junpei's the same age? Seems pretty likely. Just saying.
まう。だけど
And I guess June
それでも気
also.
になるじゃない、母親としては。だから私は独自に調査を始めることにしたのよ。その空白の9日間に何があったのか、それを突き止めるために。
Can we get an explanation why you're dressed like that, though?
それで何か分かったのか？
That'd be nice.
いいえ、何も。警察は捜査をしているふりをしながらほとんどまともに動いてくれなかったし、マスコミも16人の子供たちが戻ってきてからはまるでうやむやにするかのように
Huh.
事件については一切報道しなくなったし、
Seems a little sus.
多分どこかの組織から圧力がかかったんだと思うよ。
Sounds likely, honestly.
クレイドル製薬の。いや、それよりももっと上にある組織からの圧力だろうな。
クレイドル製薬か。
何か心当たりが。
いえ、その名前を聞いたのも今が初めてよ。ねえセブン、どうしてクレイドル製薬が事件に関与してるって分かったの？
被害者の接点をたどれば容疑者につながる。犯罪捜査の常識で。
その接点っていうのは。
Yeah.
行方不明になった子供たちには全員ある病院への通院歴があった。
Ah. Sounds more like a.
その
Oh,
病院の経営母体が
okay.
クレイドル製薬のグ
That
ル
made
ープ企業
sense.
だな。
Oops.
病院か。
そういや、その病院で聞き込みをしている間に何人もの子供たちから奇妙な証言が。
というと。
ガンツフェルト実験って知ってるか？
Nope, but I am ready to be
どう
enlightened.
やら子供たちは診療中にその実験をさせられたことがあったらしいんだ。
Hello, train.
カウンセリングと称して半ば強制的にな。
教えてくれ。それは一体どんな実験？
Gansfeld?
ガンツフェルト実験。ガンツフェルト実験ってのはこんな内容だ。まず被験者 Q と A をそれぞれ遠く離れた別々の部屋に隔離する。次
Okay.
に Q に対してある映像を見せ、それを思念によって A に送るよう要請する。一方その頃 A はゆったりとしたリクライニングシートに座らされ、視界を覆うように目隠しをされている。そうして全ての感覚が遮断された状態で A は Q がどんな映像を見ているのかを当てるんだ。
あ、それなら知ってるわ。
That's pretty trippy.
確か有名なテレパシーの実験よね。
テレパシ
You know, Lotus knows these kind of weird
ー。
theories.
それってこの船で行われた実験と何か関係があるんじゃないのか。
人を意のままに操る実験ってやつね。
そうだ。テレパシーなんてそんな高等無形な現象が実在するかどうかはわからない。だがクレイドル製薬の連中はそれを信じてたのかも。
Lotus grunted. Seven had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
もしも仮にそうだとしても、今俺たちが巻き込まれている状況とどういう関係があるのかがわからねえな。ノナリーゲームゼロ。俺たちが拉致されてきた理由、
But obviously has something to do with the incident 9 years ago.
それとテレパシーとは一体どんなつながりがあるっていうんだ。
Some, yeah, and the thing we did in the in the rooms with Lotus, Santa, and June Hoso was kind of a telepathy experiment, kind of, or some weird brainwave stuff. The morphogenic thing.
自分から話を振っといてなんだが
Some weird stuff.
全くわけがわからね
Some big brain stuff it does.
え何も関係がないとは思えないんだが
Thaunters. Then in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed down from the ceiling. Uh-oh. Putting us on a timer, huh? Yikes. Okay. Get on there, Lotus. We will deliver your final words to your children.
おいおいやばいんじゃねえか
Bro, they never said what Lotus's second child's name was. I mean, there's no way it's June because she would notice, but I was just thinking, is that for a good reason they're not telling us the second child's name?
分かったわよ。座ればいいんでしょ。座れば。
いや別にそういう意味で言ったわけじゃ
いいからさっさと動く。純平君、頼んだわよ。
ああ、わかった。
Strangely selfless of Lotus, but I respect it. Lotus sat down in the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time and made his way towards the monitor.
ヤシロ、おかしなことがあったらすぐに言ってくれよ。
Weird.
心配性ね。男をあげないと紫に愛想つかされるわよ。
Lotus was putting on the best stats she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down.
シロ、
Failure was not acceptable.
ってやさ。
Let's do this. Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. Okay. Hello? What am I doing? I don't want to kill her. What the heck? We didn't even get an explanation. What is this? She... What the heck? What am I doing? Oh, okay. Do you just have to... I do not understand. When did we get an explanation for this? Calm down, Junpei. Just look at it carefully, alright? First off, the number of blots ain't gonna change. All that's gonna change is the shape. Just like in the first game, you gotta match your pointy blots to the ones up top. Do you know how to figure out how many blots change with each switch? Yeah, turn everything off and then just do one switch at a time, right? Close enough. You just gotta pay attention to how many blots change. Alrighty, Junpei, it looks like you've got to match the number of pointed blots. You can rotate the left and right, but the switches work a little different. Just focus on how many blots are changed when you press the switch. Oh, no, why is there a part 2 to this shit answer? So we need to match the pointy blots? Isn't that good? That's good, right? Or no? These need to be all lit up. What is... I don't understand these puzzles, guys. Am I like insane? What am I supposed to do? Check? Or Brit? What do you mean match? This is matching. It's literally matching though. So this side's good, right? Apparently this side is good. Because they're matching. This side is not matching. That's matching. Apparently that's not good enough. So we need to get 6. Ooh, wait, this needs to be off. How do you turn that off? We need 1 at top. Oh, see, this is perfect. Or it should be perfect. It's the other side. But how do you do it without changing the other shit? Cringe. I hate this. I hate this because I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, let's turn everything off. Let's count. So this turns 1, 2. And this is just 1, 1. But this had affect this. It turns 1 on this side. What about 1? What does 1 do for this side? It went 2, 3. Oh, I hate how you switch it around. We've already solved this side, but we need to solve it in a different way. So maybe we should do this stuff first. So 2 top, 2 bottom. 2 top, 2 bottom. 2 top, 1 bottom, 2 top. I should write this down. Okay, guys. Ready for some big brain shit? Time to get out the notepad. Alright, so we have the right side top and the left side top. So we'll start with left side top buttons. The first one, what does that do? The first one puts 2 top left, and on the right side it does 2 bot right. Okay, that would do our second button. God, let's you know what? I'm motivated, so it's still 2 top left. But I believe it is now it's 2 top right and 1 bot. 2 top right plus 1 bot right. Then we have the left side bot button. Uno. There's 0 left with 2 top right plus 1 bot right, and 2 would be this is our redemption arc, guys. If we can let this run right, you have to forgive me for the last episode. 1 top plus bot left. I don't understand. Why do they go to this screen? I don't understand. And just 1 bot, right? Okay, now we're in the right side. Right side. Top button. No. So we should look at left first, actually, since that's where we started. This does 2 top plus 3 bot left. And on the right, it does 1 top plus 2 bot right. And for 2, two's small. 1 top left and one top and bot right and right side bot button. Last one, guys. Then we can do some calculations. Because I actually understand with this hint actually made sense to me. Or maybe like I was just supposed to follow the hint last time. Because the matching stuff obviously doesn't make sense, but the hint does, so. Right, so 1 is 2 top and bot left and 1 top right, 1 top right. Excuse me if you heard that. We're concentrating, no muting. Then 2 is 1 top, top plus 2 bot left. It was just 1 apiece, right? Yeah. 1 top and bot right. Okay, so we have the switches. Let's work on this one since this one's a harder one to do. So we need 7 top left, 6 top right. 7 top left, 6 top right. So this would give us 2 either way. Left side would only give us 1. Oh, well, this one gives 2 top left. And this one gives 2 top left, 2 bot right. So let's work on the first one first, I guess. So we need 7. So this one will always be 2. Oh, sorry. This one will always be 2. This one will always be... Well, this one could be top... No. So for the left side, this is always... It can be 2. It can be 1, 1. Let's try it. Then right side button, we can add 2 and 3 here, which would mean we would need. We can do 2 plus 3. I'm willing to try that. Then we would just need 3 more. I don't think we can hit it. Or we need 2 and 2. Oh yeah, right side 1. So this is good. But the other side is all messed up. So is this just not the answer? Yikes. Isn't this like big brain math? It's not like a simple thing. Or am I crazy? So this is just not the answer then. So for top left can be, if you go on 1, we get 2 top left. If we go left side bottom, I think there has to be +1. If we're left with 3, then we can either get 4, which would be 1 and 1. But that's just wrong, so it's not. So we don't want to get 3. We don't want to get 3 for the top left. Okay, so let's mix that up. So if you don't want to get 3, then let's try. Because it's always 2. But we can go +0. So we're at 2. So we need 5 for top left, which is impossible. Huh? It's impossible. Because the most you can get is 4, which is 6. So you do need 3. So this has to be it. Maybe we can put this to 2. Oh, there you go. Okay. The good thing about this is you only need to solve one side, because everything else would be the same. Redemption arc. Redemption arc. Don't save. Redemption arc, baby. We're back to being escape master. We're redeemed. Alright, as our reward, we may or may not see Lotus die. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. I can hear the door unlocking, and now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you alright? Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter. Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take too long for 7 and me to get her out of here. Well, she's alive. That's good. Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me. Damn straight. I don't ever want to see this thing again. Puzzle solved. I have reclaimed my title. Get me out of here. At least no one died. I thought she was dead. We're lucky.
通路が奥に伸びてるな。
でも扉一つ見当たらないわよ。
This looks weird for the bottom floor.
道なりに進むしかねえか。
だな。行こう。
How are we looking on the flowchart? We're almost done. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It turned left twice before we saw the elevator.
エレベーターか。
ちょうどいい。こいつに乗って C デッキまで行こう。
Nice. We didn't even get anything from this though. Except for doing the experiment. In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pushed the C button. Guess this might be the finale, huh? The elevator motor ground away, and before long, they found themselves once again on C deck. The door opened and they stepped off.
行きましょう。
おう。
Junpei, Lotus, and Seven nodded at one another and took off running down the long hallway in front of them. They ran and ran and ran. The hallway seemed endless.
目的地はすぐに決まっている。大階段の裏手にある一枚の扉。あの扉の鍵穴には、
Ah, oh yeah, we did get a sun key. Never mind, it wasn't useless.
そして今、俺のポケットの中には、さっきの部屋で手に入れた太陽の鍵が
Good tech.
これを使えば。
That was why they ran for the central staircase. They had run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended the hallway. The Jupiter door was already unlocked.
お
Junpei grabbed hold of the doorknob and threw it open. They rushed through and stopped cold. The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold. Oh. Santa, Ace, and Clover. That is not who I thought would be dead. 3 people lay dead on the floor covered in blood. Rip. Weren't they a team? Yo, and the other people just left? Wait, who's missing? June. June's missing. That's it, right? Yeah. Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe. His legs shook. His body felt cold, deathly cold. But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think, he couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank.
ってことだ。一体
I don't know.
だって言うんだ。
Or it could be like one of them was like a mastermind and then the others like fought back. Or something weird. I don't know. Seven's voice was weak and broken. This is the bad ending. If we were with this group, we would have stopped it. He edged towards the bodies, his movement stiff.
やつは
He bent down over Clover and pressed his fingers to her wrist.
死んでる。
Not Clover. Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket.
おい、何すんだよ。
He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified.
鍵よ、太陽の鍵を貸して。
どうして？
決まってるでしょ。犯人が戻ってくる前に逃げるのよ。
The murder. The murderer. Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies.
1、3つの下。
We can't even leave though. Unless June works, right? Let's calculate it. 7 plus 8 plus 5 plus 6 equals 26. Hey, it works. Yo, let's get out of here. It doesn't have to be. It could have been Ace and then the 2 teamed up to take him down with them. Or Snake. Snake could be alive. Any snakers?
貸して。
Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove into his back into his pocket and came out with the key.
行くわよ。
Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. They followed. Junpei shut his eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait. Soon they stood in front of the door. Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But
なんで
どうしたんだ。
手応えがないのよ。会場の手応えが。
そんな鍵が合わないっていうのか。
わからないけど。
Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned against the doorknob. She felt a twist. Someone already opened it. Maybe. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame.
てたってことよ。
なぜ
知らないわよ、そんなの。
Hmm.
とにかく先に進んでみましょう。
Is it possible for... I guess it is possible for Lotus... Or what if June and Snake were working together and they took a dead person's wristband? If that's... I mean, I guess we'll see. If the escape... If the ninth door is already cleared, then we'll know that the dead wristband thing actually works. And that'll be a nice confirmation. But like... 2 plus 6... It's 8, so they would need what? Well, I guess they could take multiple wristbands, so it doesn't even matter. Sure, you can make it with 2 and 6. Run, I think, for Brit. They stepped inside. In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out towards the bow of the ship. Hey, wasn't Clover waiting for them? She didn't even go into the room with June and everyone else. They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, trying desperately to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later, they were there. In front of them stood a massive metal door. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke.
この扉はノブも取ってもスイッチもレバーもカードリーダーも鍵穴さえついてないぞ。一体どうやって開けって言うんだ。
仕方ねえ。引き返すしかねえか。
嫌よ、殺人鬼のいるところになんて戻りたくないわ。
There's more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
だが他に開きそうなドアは見当たらねえしな。
As he spoke, Seven stepped towards the door in front of them, as if to illustrate that it was the only door. It opened. Open sesame.
嘘。自動ドアだったってこと？
You know, this might be like the best ending for like a first playthrough, because it's gonna leave us with a lot of questions, right? Because all the other ones had like was a lot longer, so might be a good thing that I bricked the run. We're going
開い
in.
てたり自動ドアだったりよ。こんなこと今までにはなかったじゃねえか。
嫌な予感だって。
How could their situation possibly get worse? 3 people were already dead.
以上嫌なことなんてあってたまるかい。
Definitely turned bad all of a sudden.
おい、順平。
He stepped through the door.
そうだよ。これ以上なんてあるはずが。
And whatever hope Junpei had managed to summon disappeared.
そんな嘘だろ。嘘だろ。こんな現実はありえない。
What's
ありえ
happening?
ない夢なら早く覚めてくれ。誰が嘘だと言ってくれ。幻覚を見ているだけだと言ってくれ。そうだよ。こんなものは嘘に決まっている。幻だ。幻想だ。夢だ。虚構だ。
It wasn't real, right? June. No, the code names meant nothing now. She dead? Canny? Is that her name? Oh, Akane. It's not funny, but I was like, Canny? What the heck? She's dead. Junpei cried out and leapt through the door. Yo, what if it was like someone pretending to be dead on the first floor? And they tricked us. Oh no. He flew to her side and his heart, like, because we didn't really check the bodies, we just kind of ran through them. He flew to her side, his heart like a stone in his chest. I don't... I guess he's saying canny. Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She's alive! She moaned and her eyes fluttered open, but only barely. Hey! Maybe we can leave. Okay, if she's alive and we end up leaving with Seven and Lotus, then she probably killed everyone, right? Jumpy and canny. Her face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. Huh? It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood. Oh shit. Okay, I think that might be fatal. If it's coming out of her back too.
血がこんなに一体何があったっていうどうしてこんなことに
Say the culprit's name! It was all he could do to not break into tears. Her voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was only thing keeping her with him.
何言ってるんだ絶対に死なせるもんか必ず助けてやる バカ野郎一度どころか二度でも三度でも何回だって会ってやるよだからしっかりしてくれあかるとにかくなんだどうすればいいんだよ
We have the number 9. We can escape. Hold on. He looked up from Canny, desperate for something, anything. It's a submarine. Then he saw it. A small submarine. No, that didn't matter. Nothing. Yo, I called a submarine, by the way. Nothing mattered except saving Canny. That was the only thing he wanted. Junpei turned his head back to look down at her.
すぐそこに潜水艇があるんだ動くかどうか見てくるから
行かないでくださいお願いだからそばにいて最後ぐらい純平君のそばにいさせてほしいんです
Where's the others?
純平君知ってました私純平君のこと小学校の頃ずっと
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of his heart. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white hot flame.
純平君といろんなとこ行きましたよね。プール行ったり、お祭り、雪の積もった校庭で雪合戦したりとか、みんなかけがえのないあの瞬間、私にとっては本当はもっともっといろんなともう無理ですね。
そんなことないさあかりさっき言っただろ何回だって会ってやるって
本当に
本当だ
She said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
私なんだか
ダメだ金寝ちゃダメだ
I just want to say, it's a pretty good scene. Wish they used their real names. It makes it feel a little weird. But I feel it. Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed even as he felt his throat go hoarse.
金
Connie. Connie. Ew. She's already looking a bit gray. Where's the others? They chilling? Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Connie's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only seen as an empty shell. Somewhere he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. Where's my team? What happened? Did they just dip without me? It rang five times, then faded. Quietly, gently, softly, he set Connie down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly, he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they had ever been there. Did they gaint? It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his way to the door he'd come through. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. I think they're dead. Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. Or they just... Oh, they're actually dead. We truly got the worst ending, huh? His heart rattled in his chest and an empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. Dude, how can you easily kill Seven, though? He's a tank. He's a giant. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet. It was gone. Oh, dead. So you can use bracelets without bodies. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew that the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. He turned around, the door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion, simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. Yikes. And we're not gonna see who did it. And then he was floating in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. I mean, it looks like Ace, but you can't really tell. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Who? Turn around! One dead body lay behind door number 5. The body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room. The body of Snake. At the central staircase were 3 more. Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses. Those of Seven and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Connie. I mean, the shadow looks like Ace, but I don't know how we can trust them. It could just be a diversion. And now Junpei would join them. Who then killed them all? Who? Someone faked their death. So, I mean, we need to know who. We know Lotus's bracelet is gone, and like, if it's Snake, that's 10. You would need 18. Yeah. We're not gonna find out. Junpei let one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the sides of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. Hey, remember when we said we're gonna get the true ending for Shot? We literally got the worst ending. But I said it's kind of good for your first playthrough, because it leaves a lot of questions. Like, what if we got this when we already knew who the culprit was? Huh. I mean, are we using visual clues and just saying it's Ace? So it's either Snake who faked his death in the shower room. It could be a combination, but it could also be one of the 3 people we saw first, the 3 corpses, and one of them was just pretending to be dead. Because it can't, it can't be Akane who killed Lotus and Seven, because we were with her, so that's impossible. So it would have to be somebody else. It could be 2 people, but it's at least, and it could be Akane, but at least she's clear for those 2 murders. And the fact that Seven and Lotus were murdered probably means that they're not part of the group, at least the killer's group, because they took Lotus's armband. So it's confirmed that you can use dead people's armbands, because I thought it might not be because of I thought it might be like the chip in the body, not the armband itself, but that's confirmed, so it adds a lot of options, honestly. It is very easy to suspect Dace, though. Not just the shadow. I can think of a lot of ways you can use him plus the dead armbands. Like, you can easily use Snape's and the 9th man's to push Snake in, or he could just kill Snake, put his body in there. The end, or is it? Oh, we'll be back. We all die by a yellow submarine. It's a great achievement. I might use that. You have reached one ending. This game has multiple endings. In order to experience all the endings, you need to play through the game multiple times. Make sure to save your progress now to retain all information you've acquired. Memory of Escape has been added to the title screen. Memory of Escape allows you to replay the escape rooms you have completed. Would you like to save the info you have obtained during this playthrough? Yeah. Where should I put it? 1? Just put it 1. Access the flowchart or return to the beginning of the title screen to start from the beginning. Huh. We'll do it after. We gotta wrap this video up. Oh, the ship exploded. Lol. There's more? A loud noise started Junpei within his eyes snapped. Okay, we're starting again. Get me out of here. How do I get out of here? Well, anyways, you know what? Get me out of here. That's ending 1. We all dead. We'll do a little video, putting a couple theories here and there, and then we'll get started with the new route. So yeah, see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye. I pressed the wrong button.